Crown Jewel is tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, depending where you are in the world. And there are 2 matches. Technically 3, but 2 that have just been added over the past week. There will be a 20-man battle royal, which will be a kickoff match, and the winner of said battle royal will face AJ Styles for the right of being the United States champion, but also the right to become the face of America, which is a historic moment because this is maybe the first time that someone can be crowned the face of America in Saudi Arabia. Now, there are several people in this battle royal that it's going to be hard to name everybody in it. We do know some people like Ali are in this. Some people like Cedric Alexander, some people, and I don't have the full list off the top of my head, so I do apologize. I'd have to look just to make sure if there is a list out there for said Battle Royal. There is not a list of the Battle Royal winner, but there are, again, like we said, there are people like Ali, there are people like Cedric Alexander in this match. We can't really speculate who will win the Battle Royal. But we can say that one thing, that AJ Styles will remain the face of America. And finally, history will be made as the first ever match, the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabian history will be made as Lacey Evans faces Natalya. Now, much like the match in Abu Dhabi last year, it was a Raw Women's title match against Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss at that time. Due to the political nature of Saudi Arabia, the women will be wearing full body suits. The women will be... Headdresses are optional depending on this situation. There may be hijabs. There may not be hijabs. We're not 100% sure on that. But we do know there will be bodysuits involved for this match to divert the eyes of the Saudi Arabian people from anything that may be sexual or may be interpreted as sexual to them due to their religious beliefs. Do I like it? Not necessarily, but it has to be done to abide with the laws of Saudi Arabia. It has to be done to abide by the religious beliefs and the nature of Saudi Arabia, as well as the political beliefs as well, which coincides with their religious beliefs as well. But it is something that's going to happen. History will be made. And from what we have been told, Lana will also be at this event, probably particularly in the 10-man tag, the Hogan versus Flair. So there are 3 women going to be at this event, which is historic, that maybe the most amount of women that have actually been at a Saudi Arabian card or a Middle Eastern card for WWE in quite some time. Who wins this match? I don't really know. I honestly thought this was over as of the last women's standing match last month. But if you're going to build a star, you're going to build someone over the next few years that the Saudi Arabian people can potentially look towards. They may not see a women's match ever again after this match because, again, of the political nature and the religious natures that go hand in hand in Saudi Arabia and most Middle Eastern countries that practice Sharia law and many other laws in the Middle East that do prevent women from doing a lot of things that, say, would be commonplace in America or any other country within Europe or throughout the world. But again, if you're going to build a star, if you're going to build someone to be somewhat the face of a Middle Eastern WWE, which is kind of weird to think about, but if this was the case, Lacey Evans would pick up the win to build that name recognition to the Saudi Arabian people. This may be a one-time deal. This may be something that will happen every Saudi Arabian card. We do not know. This is the first time this will ever happen live on the network for the whole world to see. This will not be a house show. This will not be anything, which is probably why we don't have an Evolution card this year as well. But, again, for the sake of history, for the sake of historical places going to happen, this is a historic moment. Probably the ultimate historic moment in WWE history. As barriers are being broken, as countries are coming together for the first time, what feels like forever, with this political climate we live in our world, with all the things going on in this crazy world of ours, it feels like the world is coming together to see this match be a success. And I feel this match will be successful. Is it a reason to watch the card? If you're that kind of person, of course. But this is a stacked card. This is a great card. I expect nothing less from WWE in these Saudi shows. But it is going to be a historic night. The Halloween Havoc edition of Saudi Arabia, fucking Saudi show, will happen tomorrow night, tomorrow morning. Again, wherever you live in the world, check your local listings. Make sure, double check, triple check, especially with that kickoff match. And could be a double kickoff match with the U.S. title being on the line, potentially on that kickoff as well. Again, it's a great night, a historical night. And for the first time in the weeks of this being a weekly wrestling week, every show, every night, this means that every night this week there will be wrestling. That is a thing that has not happened in a very long time. And it's something to think about for a minute. You know, and for honestly, Thursdays have been my days off, quite frankly, for watching wrestling and doing that. But, and of course doing these and covering these things when needed. But I can't think of another time, maybe 10, 20 years ago, maybe, that something like this has happened. It's interesting. It's a wonderful world we live in, and this is a prime example of that.